Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sergeant Corey Oleschuk, and I'll be your MC today. Before we begin, I'd like to thank all those people joining us by live stream. A huge thank you to Shout Media for making this possible. I'd like to ask Rial Twance and his group to begin the ceremony with a welcome song, and I would ask if you're able to stand and remain standing for the song and prayer to follow. Thank you, Riel. I would now ask Bob Baxter, our elder, to begin the ceremony with an opening prayer, and I would ask that everyone who is able to remain standing.
Miigwech drum group. Bonjour, Magaek, Gabijek. Just before I say my prayer, I'd just like to talk about the Eagle staff that I just bought in. A lot of people don't know the significance of the Eagle staff. I guess it's more like a flag in some countries. We have the flags that represent the people of that country. And each Eagle staff that's carried by any organization of the First Nations, each Eagle staff represents however that organization wants it to represent. With the Anishinaabe Police Services, the Eagle staff that you see before you is has a spiritual significance. In our stories that I've been told, it's a protection for the people of Anishinaabe Nation and for the officers that work within this organization. The eagle is one of our sacred symbols of spirituality, because they say it carries our messages to the Creator and that it flies the highest. So they take our messages to the Creator for us. We have 7 eagle feathers on this staff that represent the 7 teachings of our grandfathers. And on top of that staff, you'll see a wolf. He's a spiritual symbol that signifies that it's family-oriented, it's a protector, protects its young, and and with us as a police service, we have to protect the people that we work for, and show them that we care and respect them as we continue our journey as as a police service. With that, I'll do a prayer, and it'll be in my language. I just to thank the Creator for this day, for our lives, for the gifts that each one of us that was given to us when we were created. And to never forget that we walk under that presence of greatness, if you will, that spiritual greatness that all of us are guided by, however we choose to believe. So with that, I want to say a prayer. Jamanito, Anako migot sigijak. Migot chain you go and way matters when Nangamin Shiang. When we are in an Jack. Migot Kitinigo, can I go waiting on the Naman Wabanong, Shawanong, Gabianong, Yuetino. Egungamin Shang Gawichi, Guangab, and the Mang, or Skegab, and the Mang, which sat among the Mikanan. Showing me going to Shimag Shik, we're going to Sogabo at Magawi, Gawi Shimag and Shoe at Gawi couldn't give a new watch, Nino Indigenous Canada. You're chicken off Maganu watch, you keep me ton of key watch. You go to the match ton of key in ya. You can get one chunchimas, you watch, you know. You wear. I got Saki, I watch. Chicken off Maganu in its kid. Mr. Migo chain, you go on to German, Toga, say, well, you got you.
Thank you, Bob. Welcome to the NAPS badge and warrant card ceremony. Oh, you may all be seated, sorry. Welcome to the NAPS badge and warrant card ceremony to witness our newest members receiving their badge and warrant cards. Hello to all joining us today by live stream. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge Deputy Grand Chief of NAN, Anna Betty Achnepaniskum, Police Board Vice Chair Zach Tate, Chief of Police Roland Morrison, Deputy Chief Daryl Snyder, NAPS Command Staff, Detective Inspector Brad Deuce, Inspector Ross, Inspector Loon, Inspector Burke, and Sergeant Major Spence, and Elder Bob Baxter. We're pleased and honored to have here today Deputy Grand Chief Annabette Achnepaneskam in person to speak to our newest recruits. Deputy Grand Chief Annabette is a member of Martin Falls First Nation and has dedicated her career to improving the lives of the people in her community and Anishinaabe Nation. Armed with a dream of attaining post-secondary education, she moved her family to Thunder Bay as a single parent. She went on to serve more than 20 years with Anishinaabe Legal Services Corporation in a variety of capacities in the areas of legal aid and restorative justice. As a consultant, she has worked to increase community development and has conducted numerous workshops across the NAN territory and Ontario. She has served on several boards, including Matawa First Nations Management, Indigenous Justice Advisory Group with the Ministry of Attorney General, and the Anishinaabe Police Service. A proud promoter of youth champions, she is the founder of the Louis Wazwa Memorial Youth Award in honor of the late Nan elder from Babantung First Nation. Annabette served as councillor for Martin Falls First Nation prior to her election to the Nan Executive Council in 2015. She was recently re-elected as Deputy Grand Chief in August of 2021. As the portfolio holder for Justice and Policing, Women's Initiatives, Community Wellness, Crisis Response, Child Welfare, Homelessness, Life Promotion, and Indian Residential Schools, she is passionate about ensuring equitable access to justice and improving the quality of life, well-being, and safety for all NAN citizens. Annabette resides in Thunder Bay, but loves spending time in the North and in NAN communities. She credits her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren as the inspirations for her lifelong work serving the people of Anishinaabe. Please join me in welcoming Deputy Grand Chief Annabette Achnepaneskam to the podium.
Thank you, Corey. Good morning, Wache. Thank you very much. It's always such an honor to be at these ceremonies. I'm always very grateful and honored when I have been invited and when I'm able to take part. So thank you. I've, on behalf of Grand Chief Derek Fox and the NAN Executive and the leadership of Anishinaabe Nation, we want to congratulate and applaud the individuals who choose to go into policing. Anishinaabe Police Services is one of the most prestigious police services in Ontario. And for anyone that is serving, whether they're a civilian or an officer, it is a great place to be. You as individuals that will be going out into the communities, you will have that opportunity to work with very great people, many people who have been very dedicated to serving the citizens of Anishinaabe Nation. And the places that you are going to go and the people that you're going to meet, you will grow and you will build great friendships. And from those great friendships, you will learn and you will be supported and you will also be inspired. And I encourage you to look for those opportunities. At this time, I would also like to acknowledge all the individuals at OPC, those individuals that are there to provide instruction and encouragement and support so that there are great officers all throughout this province. So at this time, I would like you to join me in applauding all those individuals at the Ontario Police College. Thank you. So before I end, I would like to acknowledge the prayer, the Creator, who we count on to guide us and watch over us every day. And that in all the days that you have before you, You know, whether you're based in Webequie or Saskatchewan, I want you to remember that there were very great people there, and that the badge that you are given today represents respect and integrity. And that is such a great responsibility. And it is very encouraging when we have individuals, role models, great role models who have been carrying that badge for many years. And they are your greatest teacher. I want to acknowledge the families of the constables that are graduating today, because I know that it is with your love and encouragement that your family member chose this career and will continue to be serving the people well. So I thank you. And lastly, thank you to the board members for your great work and dedication, and to our senior officers, Chief Roland Morrison and Chief of Police Daryl Schneider, and all the other senior administration. We thank you, and we will continue to keep you in our prayers, all of you. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you out in the communities, those places that you are going, that you will be your home at certain times. Miigwech, and thank you, everyone. Miigwech.
Thank you, Deputy Grand Chief, and all of Anishinaabe Police and Board, thank you for your work. We're also pleased and honored to have here today Zach Tate, Vice Chair of the Police Service Board. Zach is originally from Satchko Lake First Nation. He transferred his band membership to Wapakika First Nation about 2002, the year he married his wife Vivian. Zach was appointed to the NAPS board in early 2010 by late Chief Norman Brown and represents the Shibogama First Nations Tribal Council until this day. He presently works at Wapakika First Nation, Program Manager for Child and Family Welfare Advocacy. Zach lives with his family in Thunder Bay with his wife and 3 children. Please join me in welcoming Zach Tate to the podium.
Miigwech. Waji, good morning. I just have my friend Merle Loon, who's here with us, part of the senior executive team. Went to high school with him. I just want to acknowledge Merle Loon with all of my heart. It's been so, we've been growing up together. And he was a cop before me. And right out of high school, he was a cop. And then since then, he's been a good friend. And I really thank him for, calls me up, lets me know how he's doing. And I just want to acknowledge Merle Loon today. Just want to make sure that he's still growing, just like I am. Yeah. I want to acknowledge our NAPS command staff. We're very appreciative of their dedication, their loyalty, their work, their service. And without you, we wouldn't have such a great team, a great family. I consider you all my family. So when I was a young cop for 9 months, it was my sergeant, Bob Baxter. And I really appreciate him, and I really thank him for being there with me, and he gave me the courage to continue. Unfortunately, I followed my girlfriend, and she's my wife now. Yeah. And and then to serve as a board member for NAPS. It's a really good learning, to learn of you, to learn of families, to learn and to always do my best to be of service for you in our level there that we work with, working with Canada, Ontario, and every other persons across the nation. I just want to acknowledge them too, because they're our partners in building our police service. And, I just really want to acknowledge Bob, because when I was there, I fell down and he was there to lift me up, and I thank you for that. And as family, we're here together. We're here as you also have a professional, your duties, and I just want to acknowledge that this is the best position that you can ever do. And I've known lots of police officers before, and you keep me in the straight and narrow. And that's the most encouraging part for me. And I really love music, love the drum, the heartbeat, because it goes with my heart. And I love to sing too, and unfortunately I can't sing like that. But I do my best, and just want to acknowledge the drum too and the singers. And I thank God for that you are all here together with us. And so when you to our new recruits, as our elder said, the Eagle staff, you shall be like eagles, you shall fly like eagles. And as eagles, we will soar together. And as eagles, I know sometimes you got to rest and you got to find a good place, and I pray that you will find those things as you soar in life, and that you'll rise too. When I first saw our Chief Roland, we were in college as a Fleming, and he remembered me that I used to wear a different hat. I used to wear a federo hat, and he used to have longer hair. So that's where I first met Roland, and then throughout the years got to know that he was an inspector and a detective, and now he's our chief of police. And through those things, you shall rise. And sometimes I feel alone, and I do get alone. But in myself, I find myself, I got to encourage myself. I got to face the day again. Got to always do the best that I can do, and that's what I hope that you will do too. Encourage yourself, because you can pursue after those things that are good. Pursue your career with all of your heart. And if you do fall, you have friends like Bob that will help us get up, that will encourage us to get up, that will encourage us to do better. And you shall do better, and you shall recover. You shall recover. With all of my heart, I believe, because you learn from all those things. Respecting life, respecting one another, respecting who you are, and the badge we're given, to respect one another, and reach out to a brother or a sister, because we're a family here. And I've known this, and I know it, and I just want to acknowledge you as our family. Welcome. Welcome. You have a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters that will support you. and you shall rise, and you shall all fly like eagles. And with that, from the board, we thank you. And we want to see you continue in your career. And when you get older, pray that you'll be like Roland, Chief of Police, and Daryl Snyder, his partner, friends, that you will succeed together, and that we will succeed with you, and that we will praise you for your successes and congratulate you. And even on your family life, your own personal family life, that we would see successes there with you, and that we would be honored to stand with you in everything that you go through. And our chief and councils, they want to see you do the work, and they really appreciate you. They need you. You are required. You're welcome to our communities. Our children will look up to you. Our elders will always look for a friend in you. And those that need help, they need guidance. And I'm glad that you are part of this family that's willing to go out there and do a great reach out to everyone. And I thank you. On behalf of NAPS board, thank you. Miigwech.
Thank you, Zach, and the entire board for your dedication and hard work for the service. Our ceremony continues with each recruit coming to the front of the podium, where they'll be presented with a badge, a symbol of their authority to act as a police officer in the province of Ontario. As the new member comes forward, their name and posting will be announced, and their badge will be presented by the Chief of Police, Roland Morrison. At this time, I'd like to call upon the Chief for the presentation of the badges, assisted by Haley Watson of Human Resources. Our officers will be going to their initial posting for a training period of 4 months. They'll be partnered up with a knowledgeable coach officer. Please step forward to salute the Chief of Police when your name is called. Constable Josh Greer, number 1672, Fort Hope. Josh is from Kingston and his home community is Thousand Islands. He spent 5 years in correctional and psychiatric institutions, working in them, and time as a firefighter with a volunteer department. He is looking forward to working with NAPS. Constable Connor O'Hara, badge 1627, Casablanca. Born and raised in Ajax, his parents Jim and Colleen are with him here today to witness this proud occasion. Constable O'Hara was a special from Belleville Police and hopes to work as an investigator in major crime. He enjoys playing hockey and watching football. Constable Camry Sherm, badge 1671, Attawapiskat. Camry is from Mississauga and his parents are Sherry and Glenn. He graduated from Mohawk College and was previously the Canadian Tire Parts Manager. He really enjoys motorcycling and hiking. Camry looks forward to getting involved in his community. I would ask now that you all please stand while Rial Twance and his group sings an honor song to acknowledge the accomplishment of these fine officers. Thank you, and please be seated. I would now like to invite Chief of Police Roland Morrison to the podium to address the newest members of the Anishinaabe Police Service and to remain to make a special presentation.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Leschuk. Good morning, everyone. And thank you very much for attending our badge ceremony here today to honor our newest recruits. And certainly now our newest constables of the Anishinaabe Police Service. But before I begin, certainly got to take this time to acknowledge the land that we're on. We are currently on Fort William First Nation traditional territory. They are part of the Robinson Superior Treaty, and certainly we have to acknowledge the land that we are on here. I want to acknowledge our elder, former officer with our police service, Bob Baxter. He's our eagle carrier. Thank you very much, Bob. He's always part of our ceremonies. We always make sure we have a drum. And thank you very much, Riel, for having your drum here today. Really feel it in the heart. So thank you very much for coming. Certainly also want to acknowledge, the officers that we see here today, the command staff, and certainly I want to take the time to acknowledge there's another uniformed member here, and I wasn't aware of this. Connor was not aware that we have to acknowledge your dad. Your dad's a uniformed member as well. Thank you very much for your service. So certainly today's day, the badge and warrant card is the best day for a new officer. It signifies that you become a sworn officer in the province of Ontario charged with protecting its citizens. And that's a little message I tell the officers when I give them their badge. So today is also, it's all about the officers and them receiving their badge, because when it comes to receiving your badge, an officer will always remember the day they received that badge and the ceremony that goes along with it. So it's important that we always have a ceremony that honors our newest officers, and we honor them today. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for choosing our police service. And certainly I want to thank the families that are here. Thank you very much to the families for allowing your loved ones to join our service. It takes a lot of courage to stand up and protect people. So when it comes to becoming a police officer, it's a long, arduous journey. And you will always remember that journey. And that journey begins through the application process, the hiring process, interview process, the psychological process. And then once you pass, you get hired, you go to OPC. And the time at OPC is always memorable. You're in a small room. I'm sure that room is pretty small. I still remember it. And you always remember the fabulous food. I say that with a little bit of a grin. I think the food at OPC is good all the time. It is good all the time. So it maintains healthy bodies, healthy minds. So everyone always remembers the good food down there, as you can see from the smirks on the officers' faces. But I do have to acknowledge the great staff at Ontario Police College, for producing the finest officers in the province of Ontario, but also producing the finest officers in Canada. When you look at the qualifications that you have from the Ontario Police College, their training is recognized across Canada, but also around the world. So again, our officers come out of the police college very capable and highly trained. And it's important that we acknowledge the training that they go through at the Ontario Police College. So once you complete your training, you come back, we have a ceremony, and when you look at this ceremony today, receiving the badge, receiving that badge, because when you get that badge, you've accomplished your goal. Because that badge now symbolizes you are part of a larger society, a society that's charged with protecting citizens. And that society is a very large society. It's a global society. And we can't forget that when you look at the global society of law enforcement. It is challenging. It is very challenging, but it's also very rewarding. It is one of the most rewarding careers that you can have. Public service, emergency responders. As you hear the sirens going off, you know someone is going toward danger. So the law enforcement society is a very noble, proud society, and we welcome you. we welcome you to the society. We have to congratulate you for your hard work, and by doing that, we honor you with your badge, your warrant card. So, receiving the badge and warrant card, I tell you, as a chief of police, this is probably the best job, this is the best day for a chief of police and the command staff, because we know what it took to get here. We know the sacrifices along the way, time away from families, time away from events. But those are sacrifices that we all make, because when you sign up for this profession, you have to give yourself to that profession, to the people you serve. Because if you don't give yourself completely, people will know. They will know. Because if you have to be genuine in your job. If you're not genuine, the people that you come in contact with will know that you are not, that you're just there doing what you do. But people will see that. So it's important. It's important to be genuine. It's also very important that we treat people with dignity. And it's also very important that we treat people with respect. Because when you're out there doing your job, and it's a tough job, it is really a tough job. I'm not going to mince words. It is tough. But you are prepared for this tough job. You have the support of your families. You have the support of your fellow officers. You have the support of your command staff. And I'll tell you, when you get to the communities, when you're working hard, and they see you working hard, and they see you being respectful, they see you treating people with dignity, and they see you being genuine in your job, the community will embrace you. You will have their support. And like Deputy Grand Chief said, when you are out there in these communities, they will embrace you, because that is our culture. We embrace those people who come to our communities and serve. You will be challenged. There's no doubt about it. You will be challenged. But if you treat people with dignity, with respect, and be genuine about it, you will win people over, and they will see that you are there to help. And people will embrace you when they see that from you. So don't forget that. When you look at Anishinaabe Police, we are a unique police service. We are charged with protecting 34 of 49 Anishinaabe Nation communities. 23 are remote communities. 11 are road access communities. But regardless of what community you will go to, you will see the best of people. You will see the worst of people. But along the way, you will be making friends. You'll be making friends who will make your job easier. You'll get to know the people in your communities. You'll get to become part of those communities. And by becoming part of those communities, I mean attend community events. Put yourself out there. Put yourself out there and get to know the communities. Once you get to know the people, you will see that our culture is a very warm and embracing culture. We like to laugh. We love to eat. And we love our ceremonies. So remember to attend those ceremonies, because there's always going to be food. You'll have no shortage of food. So, because we always love to gather, and there's always going to be food, and there's always going to be laughter. And those will be the best times of your job, is when you're interacting with our communities. And when you're interacting, you will be accepted. And that is what community policing is all about. You will have an opportunity to really impact a community. So remember that. You'll have an opportunity to really impact a community with what you do. And by treating people with dignity, with respect, and being genuine, I know you will impact the communities that you will serve. So I really want to thank everyone who is here today. It takes a lot for the officers to get to this day, the sacrifices, the commitment, the dedication. And it's really important that we always acknowledge, our staff at Anishinaabe Police that helps our newest officers from the onboarding to the training to the post-training. So with everyone that's involved, from HR to finance to logistics to quartermaster to training, there's a lot of effort that goes into making sure our newest officers have a smooth transition when they're coming on board, smooth transition as they're going through the training, and a smooth transition as they complete their training and go on to their communities. So there's a lot of people to thank, and certainly I like to think that in Indigenous policing, we produce the best officers in the province of Ontario. And I say that because municipal and urban policing centers always come to us to take our officers. So if they didn't come to us, we'd have full ranks, but I'd say right now we have the best officers because they're always coming to take our people. That's the way I look at that. Because I think we produce the best officers because they're always wanted. So on behalf of my Deputy Chief, my senior command staff, and all the people within Anishinaabe Police, I welcome our newest officers into the ranks of Anishinaabe Police, not only into the Anishinaabe Police, but into the ranks of the Global Society of Law Enforcement. Thank you very much for choosing Anishinaabe Police to begin your policing career. And thank you very much to the families that are here. On behalf of our board, Anishinaabe Nation, Deputy Grand Chief, welcome. Welcome to our family.
Thank you, Chief. If you could remain up front. Chief Morrison will now make a special presentation for the Achievement Award. This is the highest class mark at Ontario Police College, and it goes to Constable Camry Sherm with a 93% average. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the newest police officers of the Anishinaabe Nation. The badge presentation you have witnessed is in some ways symbolic, but the badge is proof positive to each member that they are embarking on a new and exciting career. We honor exceptional performance and those employees who go the extra mile. The Police Board is also proud to present years of committed service to its long-serving employee, Chief of Police Roland Morrison, 25 years of exceptional dedicated service. If you could come forward, Chief. On behalf of the Board, please stand in honor of Chief Roland Morrison. Congratulations, Chief. We thank you for your service. For our new officers, getting to this point has involved more than just 4 months of training. Although I must commend the staff and instructors of the Ontario Police College for their investment they have made in our officers, I would like to acknowledge the members of the Anishinaabe Police Service for their continuous contributions to our new uniform staff. The IST team, Finance Department, Payroll and Benefits, Director of Finance, Logistics Administrator, Executive Assistant, Criminal Intelligence, Quartermaster, Human Resources Department, Records Management, Analyst Information Technology, the caretaker, all of these civilian members play an essential and vital role in the successful onboarding of all new officers. On that note, Chief Morrison has a special presentation to Haley Watson on her last day at NAPS. Haley contributed a great deal in her 4 years at NAPS. We will miss her greatly. She was dedicated, committed, and passionate about her role in the organization. Haley has a reputation for always going the extra mile and doing the right thing. Please continue standing if you're able while the Rial Twants group sings a traveling song. Thank you. Please enjoy your day and stay for lunch catered by Salt and Pepper and for pictures with the chief before lunch. Enjoy this beautiful weather and have a safe weekend.